Well, I think this one was a little bit different. This one we started well. We took some needless or careless penalties. I think that cost us. You got the second best or the best power play in the league, and we take a couple that put us behind the eight ball. They didn't need many opportunities. First one ricochets to a guy that's wide open. Second one, 5-on-3, they make a good play. So that was the difference between Toronto and here.
You get a lot of shots, and they'll say, okay, we got a lot of shots. Things should have gone our way. Is there a fine line between getting a lot of shots and bearing down and actually scoring from the goal?
Well, there is, and when I think of the game, obviously we've got to rewatch it and analyze it a little bit better. But from that first reaction, I thought there was times where we weren't around the net and the goaltender saw it, and yet there was times where we had too many people at the net. The timing was poor. I think we had over 40, 45 shots that were blocked or missed the net because of the traffic. So, you stress getting guys there, and they go there and the shots are blocked, and other times they're not there and the goaltender's seeing it. So we were just off on both sides of that tonight.
In the first, Todd, you did everything but score. You had 2 power plays as well. You've been drawing more power plays lately, an opportunity where your power play, Oscar and a lot of guys talked about it. If we could just get that first goal, it would be such a big difference.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. You saw what happened in Columbus. When you score first, you feel pretty good about yourselves, and including Montreal, and that seems to break the shell, if you will. Again, the power play wasn't a disaster. It had created 11 shots on goal. That's the other thing. You look at our 11 opportunities that the goaltender had to stop. They had 2. Both of them went in, and you can't blame that on our goaltender. So it was one of those nights.
The first goal, it seemed like a high stick for a lot of us up in the press box. What did you see from that one?
Well, in my opinion, it was a high stick too. But I think what happened in that situation, and I could be completely wrong, is that I don't even think the referee thought it was touched by a high stick, and he just pointed goal. Then they've got a goal call, and it's tough to overturn a high stick call when it's close. So they get the goal, and it's a break that went against us, but we should be able to overcome one of them anyhow.
People may look at the box score tomorrow and think that this had something to do with goaltending. I'm not saying I do. Can you just...
No, let's go through the goals. High stick, nothing he could do about it. The second one on the penalty kill, ricochets off Nuge, off Darnell, it goes right to an open player. The third one, it's a broken play, and everybody just kind of paused, and a real good shooter had just rifled it. And the fourth one's a 5-on-3 that is cross crease. He reaches for it. There's nothing he can do about it. So no one's pinning this one on the goaltender, at least from our end.
To turn the page just a little bit, your team has played 4 pretty darn good games in a row now. The results haven't been what you wanted, but this team looks to be a lot more in sync than they were, say, 2 weeks ago. We've seen some pretty good games out of you.
Well, I believe you're right, but what has to happen is there has to be some wins strung together. And one of the things we talked about after it was 4-0 between the second and third is that we can't let the score affect mistakes and lack of structure now moving forward. I thought our team did a good job of that in the third period. We were disciplined. We kept playing the way we needed to play. We weren't all over the map. There wasn't anybody hanging their heads. So that was a positive stride. I do think we're playing better hockey than we did 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. But you can have those moral victories when you're comfortably in a playoff position, and obviously we're not. So we need the wins, and that's what it's about.
Todd, does this underscore how funny hockey is? You just beat up on 2 Vezina Trophy winners, and you got beat by 2 backup goalies who hardly ever play. And
yeah, I never
more than 40 shots both times.
Never thought of that. Obviously putting it all together, but both McElhaney and Saros today, they had good games. They were, both of them made some outstanding saves. Pucks they didn't really even see, they got to, and you got to tip your hat to a performance like that.